Welcome back to another episode of Unranked Podcast. What we're going to be doing today, per usual, is just touching on results from the previous games this past weekend. Michigan had a pretty dominant victory against Indiana. And then the Lions pulled off another dominant victory in Tampa Bay against the Buccaneers on Sunday. And then we're going to touch on the matchups this upcoming weekend. Michigan State Michigan State is on the docket for Michigan, heading down to East Lansing to go chat with the big little brother a little bit, see what they got to talk about. It's been a little quiet on social media this week so far, but yeah, and then we'll be touching on another NFL matchup. The Lions go to the Ravens for probably the biggest test of the season. Besides that Kansas City matchup, so a measuring stick type game, some can call it. So yeah, Eli, to kind of kick things off here, wanted to see what your thoughts were regarding the Indiana Michigan game and how that went.
Yeah, no. I think it went amazing. I mean, no other way to put it. I think um, that's what I expect. Not expect. That's what I love. Love to see something in that atmosphere. Ballpark is what I think the level we need to play at week in and week out. Um, but hitting on all cylinders. There's literally it's hard. It's not a lot to say bad about that game. I think we went in, had a starters pool by third quarter. Just I was getting a little cliche now. I keep seeing it, but literally the boa constrictor, put the boot down on these guys' neck. It is true. That is literally what we're doing. We're
Yeah.
suffocating teams and just slowly chipping away at them, and usually coming out at the end of half, at start of the third quarter, and just straight punching them in the mouth again. Those halftime adjustments, the starters seem to look at it as far as, hey, we have to get all the stats we could possibly get in the next 12 minutes because after this, where you're sitting on the bench. So I think the whole team comes out fired up for those third quarters, floodgates open up, and then it's just lovely to see from there. I think uh, teams are beginning to see, or you look at teams and they don't even know how to approach games that we're playing. We're just so overwhelming to them that they can't seem to do anything well, and they get behind the eight ball a little bit. A couple of 3-and-outs, we get those touchdowns, and that's something that's promising. That just how efficient we are on offense. That we getting the 3 outs, following them up with points, 3-and-outs, following them up with points, and then you do that a couple of times with the defense level of defense we have. There's not many teams in the country that will be able to overcome that deficit if you get a couple of quick 3-and-outs. So I'll say chef's kiss to them. It was an amazing, ball game from top to bottom. So
Yeah. Yeah, right there with you. I echo a lot of those statements you just made. For me, I think it's this is nice. I'd say it's probably like our most complete game, up to this point in the season, just really from like all facets. And I feel like Nebraska, that was really where we, started to kind of like slowly skyrocket. And I know overall they don't really care about how they beat people, but this one was like a old fashioned like ass kicking. You know what I'm saying? Like really, they came out hot. We get everybody's best punch, that first quarter. We and I were talking about a shutout, thought the rain was going to make a factor, with that, to where I thought it was pretty much all but confirmed we were going to have a shutout. They hit a little double pass, like a 50, 60-yard tut. They got on JJ a couple times. It was beating up a little, quite a bit. It was being, pretty physical. I think they got like 4 or 5 sacks, but like you said, we just kind of slowly just turn teams one dimensional. We slowly just raise the urgency on their side of things. We slowly just make them press and, start running things that they may not be all that comfortable with. This team was already running 2 quarterbacks. I think they were literally alternating
yep.
play possessions.
Series. Yeah.
Yep, series. Yep. And yeah, we really just made them uncomfortable quick. Start turning the ball over. The Buffs they was out to stay. Really, good part of the game. Just seeing Mason Graham with the club. Just the athleticism to pick that ball up with the club on, move. 10, 15, 20 yards with it. Yeah, you got 6-year senior Michael Barrett just coming through on a blitz, sack, fumble with the fumble recovery. My guy Keon Sabb, another interception. Rob Moore,
Yep.
he's showing up
Yeah.
like
Great.
I keep bringing up the depth. It's getting to the point to where there's so many guys out there. Like it's you're surprised. I'm like, oh, like I kind of almost forgot about Rod Moore. No disrespect, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
don't understand in a disrespectful way, but it's like guys are getting like quality
yeah,
reps.
no,
Like,
you're not even
yeah,
lying. What? And no disrespect to him at all, but that's how well the guys are stepping up and playing that.
yeah.
And
Coaches are
in
like,
all big
yo, we
in
gotta.
all Big Ten caliber safety is, you know, kind of lost in the sauce for a little bit because he got to refight for his spot as far as because these young boys are playing. So I agree with you. It's
Yeah,
a good problem to have.
right. Yeah, it raises the level of competition, in practice. I'm sure guys getting at it, to get out there and get theirs. And I love just, it's week 6 and guys are getting key experience, ugly weather, guys are out there, having to just make, we got guys, sophomores making calls, just doing things that upperclassmen have experienced doing. And as we get into, November, where things really start to get real, this is going to do us a lot of good, to have guys you can really rotate in on both sides of the ball. So,
Right. Yeah, no, I think the sorry, hold please.
go ahead,
Can
you
you hear me?
good? Yep.
Yeah, that was crazy. You said my mic cut off. Oh,
Technical difficulties.
it's the man trying to hold us down here. But
Right.
no, but no, I was gonna say the team. I just want to highlight a couple people like in Mason Graham. He is playing unbelievable, and like him followed up with Kenneth Grant. Yeah, he was that. He it just like a cocky arrogance about him. He hurt my man from Minnesota and pointed down on him like come get your man. But no, he Kenneth 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 Grant almost got another pick himself. That'd be 2 for the 330 pounder. Like we have special talent scattered all throughout this team. And
It's crazy.
yeah, no, so
You know, this is how I know it's like it's that crazy because what all did I talk about here last year is that like D line, like who are the guys, pass rush, like it's not even it don't even matter. Like it's
yeah,
literally Derek
I agree.
Moore, it's
Yeah,
Josiah Stewart, Braden McGuire. Like you literally will see Josiah Stewart get a pressure, then you'll watch Derek Moore get a sack, and then you'll watch Braden McGregor get like a PB, like a pass deflection. And it's just like, all
yeah,
right, we're gonna trot out somebody else. We got Chris Jenkins, like probably a top 10 pick, just really, I mean, he's
yeah,
playing, but they really got Kenneth Grant and Mason. I realize you see a lot
yeah.
more of them just because you can't
I
deny,
seen I seen a stat that said we haven't had a D lineman play over 30 snaps in the game yet.
bro.
Yeah, it's so just how fresh they are. Like,
November go be.
yeah. So, just how fresh they are. And I mean, and it, I mean, this is an amazing problem to have, but it's almost to the point where, like, damn, should you leave them in so these guys see if they don't get gassed when we do play some of these good teams? It's like,
Oh
we got to,
yeah,
yeah, you start to wonder, are you like, you got to start to play chess to that high of a level where,
yeah,
maybe not this early, but, do you leave them in versus Purdue in a couple of weeks? Do you leave them in for State this week because it's going into a bye? You got to kind of think about that because I would imagine we hate them, but the top of the depth chart is going to have to play more than 30 snaps versus
right,
State or versus Ohio down south.
right.
So
Penn State, yeah, at
Penn
Penn
State as
State,
well.
at
So
Maryland. Maryland is a real problem. Yeah,
yep.
no, I feel you. Yeah, I think, and I'm sure Harbaugh, got a plan. I think this is where it's probably gonna, they're gonna start to really turn it on, and it might be through the third quarter. You know what I'm saying? Maybe like early fourth. I think they are gonna just say like, what's it look like? But I agree, it is kind of time to just start to really just unleash some folk and let them. I feel like the defense though kind of be out there a little longer. Offense seems to be the ones that kind of start to bounce out mid
I
third, late third.
I think you're right on that. I also think maybe the level of twos on the defense are higher than the level of twos on offense. Like
Possibly.
when JJ to the backup is night and day from anything we got on starting defense
Yeah.
backup to
You got like Roman Wilson, Cornelius Johnson, and after that,
yeah, right.
it's kind of
Same
like,
with so and then there's never been a time where we take Corum and Edwards operate as a unit. So when one is done, they both done. So and then we're on a
Yeah.
running back. So it's like much more of a complete shutdown on offense, I feel like.
And Stokes is
Yeah.
hurt right now. I saw they had Benjamin Hall out there
Yeah.
running. He led the team
He
in
looked
rushing
good.
yards.
He looked good.
Yeah, just to play the fourth quarter. So depth once again.
Uh,
Like, yeah, but I agree. Like it's, offense gotta,
what's big
probably
guy's name? Damn.
Mullins, Khalil.
Mullins,
Yeah,
he gets busy. He's getting. I mean,
yeah.
we got a staple of running backs too, but
He was
the
hurt this game though. He
yeah.
was hurt.
No, I'm just saying in general, we take the top two
Right.
off, and then we're down to third or fourth string off rip. So
The fall
uh
off's a little greater.
Thunder and Lightning operate as one.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, even I think what was it, Tyler Morris? I might be messing the name up. The freshman made a
Oh,
couple
yeah.
uh
Morris,
more who's the guy that got busy out of the goal line, had it lowered his
Samaj
shoulder.
Morgan.
Samaj Morris. So we got some
Yeah.
in those little bit of snaps, those little bit of confidence he's getting in these games. We might need him to get that 3rd and 11 um
Oh
in the
yeah.
middle of November. And this touchdown in week 6 that didn't mean shit will matter then. So
All great experience across the
yep,
board. I love
agreed.
to see it.
No, and then just to turn it on the state here,
Yep.
this is a game that I think you've probably in a similar ballpark to me as far as they've made me hate them so much more than I really
Yeah.
have. And so it's a game that I get look up to as well, and I think that's something that the players reflect as well, as far as they're treating it like a real rivalry as well now.
Yeah.
They let them come and rob us. We let them beat the hell out of us when we were down 10 years back, 5, 6, 4 years ago. We were letting them beat us to keep us out of the playoff. So I think they've now, once you get enrolled in the program, you understand they're coming to knock you off in any capacity they can. Whether you're a bottom feeder, we want to put a boot on your neck, or whether you're, a college football playoff hopeful, we want to come and knock you off. So I think we have to come with that same level of fire on the road, hostile. They're the laughing stock of the Big Ten. Coach is gone. I think they could take all of that and sandwich it into a win, and they would count this season as a dub. And that's something we have to do everything we can to prevent that.
Yeah.
And so they're going to throw the kitchen sink at us. But I want to see your thoughts are on this. Heading into one of the most hostile environments. We're probably the second. No, well, Penn State. We're going to Penn State this year, but any other given year, second most hostile environment we have to deal with outside of Ohio on any given year. And so kind of what are your thoughts heading into this game?
Yeah, I was trying to find a quote. I wanted to be able to say exactly what he said, but I couldn't find it. Mike Sainristil, I saw he said something earlier this week that was like, like wise men forgive, or like smart men, forget. He said, but the Harbaughs, they never forget. And I just think, bro, like I think they're about to, after that tunnel incident, I think after how it went, in 2021, just them holding calls, he had that game changing, that pivotal holding call, on their goal line, where I think if we would have went our way, probably would have put them away. We were already up like 11 at that time, and we let that one go. We had that fluke, 20, COVID year. I think it's gonna be like some rabid dogs. Like I really do think that, just even though we got that victory last year, I mean, all the stuff that just transpired with a lot of guys on that team, a couple guys still on that team. I think they're gonna go in there and really, like, I mean, the physical, you know what I'm saying, all levels. I think they're gonna go after them like they're the ones that's 2-4, sixth in the Big 12 East or Big 10 East. Like they're gonna go after, like we're the ones, like the wounded animal. I think they're gonna take that type of approach and just really like get on them and like not lay off. That's my, because I feel you. Like I'm the same way with the rivalry. I feel like it's just gotten so nasty to where, I'll call it is. Some friends, some family, they, even how they kind of, talking like casual banter. It's just kind of a whole different, some of my, some people talking a whole different frame of mind around it, where it's like, man, like I thought there was at least a little bit of mutual respect from a friend, but
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, you know how it is. I married into the family. They're Woo, but no, so I agree with you on that. They got a little taste of victory, and they were new money, not old money. They didn't know how to act. But
right.
I say all that to say, I think I mirror a lot of what you're saying. Heading into this game, we have to approach it as if they are not how they're currently playing, and we have
Right.
to pull from the memories of whether you were a freshman on that team that lost during COVID or a sophomore, however it worked out, um, and know that how quickly your whole season can be ruined by taking somebody like me. And you cannot let that happen again. I think we're obviously over that, and I think I want to believe that they are so goddamn bad that it doesn't matter. But I also know that's the type of thinking that gets you in trouble in the first place.
Right.
So I think you have to approach it with, like you said, using the tunnel incident from last year, using the fact of how hard they play us every year. It's a tough out.
This is their
And
Super Bowl.
yeah, it's the Super Bowl year in and year
All
out.
black uniforms, like they're
Yeah, why
you
you?
know
I ain't never heard of a team rolling out new uniforms. They ain't win a game in 4 weeks, but it's tough. So, no,
yeah.
yeah,
And even I
it's
want to just add this real quick. I watched their coach's press conference on Monday, and he D'Antonio's kind of been like an associate head coach, and he made sure to mention that he feels like he said that somebody asked about what D'Antonio can bring to the table to help with these kinds of things. And he was just like, he does have a special like ingredient or recipe, for these types of weeks. So I'd like to just leave it at that. So it this is literally like it's their Super Bowl. I think it is, every year, you know what I mean? Like like it's turned into a whole different thing with them to where, like I said, the new uniforms,
yeah,
night game, you know what I mean? Like it's everything is set up to make this as important a game for them. And I think we're looking at it in that same lens to where it's
yeah,
like, this is gonna, we're gonna come to that level with them this time, just kind of how the last few years have went.
agreed. Now this is how I want it to roll out. It's gonna be about 7:30 kickoff, about what 40 degrees outside, crisp, East Lansing, or as the guy said, East Landfill land. I think just that, and from the opening kickoff, we are just punching them in the mouth. And I think they got this young freshman, redshirt freshman quarterback. Looked okay, had okay moments versus Rutgers last week, who we completely demolished. Um, he has never
300
played a
career
game
pass
like this
yards.
before. This is a level of competition he can't even dream that he would have ever have played this fast. So I think, you're looking at all of that. The team is ready. They're hungry. I hope the player that got tossed up in a tunnel last week is giving speech every day this week, and we go out there and hit the reset button on this rivalry.
Yeah, next
Nothing,
4 to 5. Yeah,
eat
next five
nothing.
to ten.
Yeah, and just system reset. This is what it is. We're big dogs back on the block in our route to knocking off Ohio for the third year in a row. Little system reset, 50-0, 48-0. I think this would be no better time than now, heading into a tougher stretch of our season. Than to go ahead and officially get that goose egg on the board against one of your bigger rivals. Head into the bye week. Next time we'll see these boys would be early November. I think November 4th versus Purdue,
Mm-hmm.
with a couple of big games, our biggest games in the future headlights of that. So I think put it all out there this week. And so that's kind of what I'm hoping for. What I'm wishing for is, just a complete system reset of this rivalry. And, you know, and then have all the state fans not even turn on football again until next season.
Or did I have just waiting for basketball to start?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be seeing
Yeah.
the Izzo tweet. I want to see the Izzo tweets by 12:30, by 11:30 on Saturday night. So I want to
I'm
see them
with,
talk about the Maui Invitational. So
yeah, I'm with you. I'm looking forward to like I'm excited to see how we're gonna show up. That's something that like, I've watching this team the last couple of years, they have literally like, I mean, they've ran through all but like three teams like a freight train. And I expect, I mean that we got seniors coming back for stuff like this. We got and there's guys in that locker room saying I did not come back to lose to to these fools, let alone anybody. So
yeah,
I
that's a
do
good
I
call.
do feel like I do feel like we're gonna show up and show out. What do you think about as far as the score?
I think I'm hopeful on the. I want the shutout. I really do, but I'm thinking I'm gonna be semi. I don't know. It's tough. I'm gonna be semi realistic. try to take my emotions out of it. But I'm gonna go 42-13.
Okay.
Maybe oddly dirtier than we think in the first half or something, but a pullout. I just think they're gonna, like I said before, throw the kitchen sink at us. Multiple fourth downs, fake punts, reverses. Cooking up nasty blitzes, playing dirty.
Yeah.
All the above. Do whatever they can to try to keep it close. But I'm gonna,
It's gonna be
you
yeah.
know,
It's gonna be
I'm in that,
nasty.
yeah, in that realm, 42-13.
Okay. Yeah. I'm thinking like I'm just like 38-10. I think it's just gonna be they're gonna come out firing. I think might hang around like a lot of Big Ten teams do, hang around for a quarter. There's a lot of emotion, a lot of rivalry. It's a rivalry game. I think they will like night game. They're gonna have that crowd rocking, probably a blackout, all this stuff. And I think we're gonna weather that storm. I think after that, once they hit that third quarter, it's kind of like what's been going on in these other games. I think we will get to a point to where we'll just turn on one dimensional and just run the ball, get important guys out, early mid fourth, and just prevent anything from kind of going wrong or in a negative, dirty way. So 38-10.
I take it. I mean, I take them 27-28, the twenty-eight
Yeah,
27. But I
yeah.
think,
Maybe get the job done.
yeah, whatever. But I agree with you. I think, just keep people healthy, get in, get out,
Mhm.
stealth mission. Yeah, keep
Yeah,
your boys healthy.
for sure. I like that stealth mission. Just come in there, in the
Now,
behind enemy territory, get in and get out.
yeah, now the little joke that I heard seen on Twitter was, states wearing black suits to their own funeral. So I think,
Yeah, we just got to swoop in, get Paul.
yeah, get back out.
You
Yeah,
know, yeah, keep Paul, I should say.
yep.
But yeah, no, looking forward to that matchup. And then I just want you to share too. Also looking forward to Ohio and Penn State. That'll be a good measuring stick game for both of us. Be able to kind of sit back and watch that one at noon too, and just see
Agreed. Yeah,
what
that'd be a good one to
that
keep
looks
us
like.
occupied as we're sitting around waiting for the
100%,
7:30 massacre. Yeah. So
100%. So yeah, go turn the page here and go to the pros. Yeah, Lions, man, solid victory this past weekend. Was a little worried, a little concerned, but how the game unfolded, it just gave me any more confidence that we can play with anybody, anywhere, at any time. I mean, we literally went from Thursday night opening night playing the Super Bowl champions to Thursday night division rivalry game
on the road. Yep.
to playing last game of the regular season year prior on the road, to stop, close the door on the playoffs, knowing we not going. So yeah, I mean, I think Sunday was just like just another game. It's just, kind of just tells me it's like, already, confirming just a lot more things we already kind of know. And yeah, I'll throw it to you. A lot to unpack here, but just want to see your thoughts on how that Lions Bucks game unwind.
No, I mean, I don't know, man. It's kind of it's still surreal that we are this thorough of a team. Week in and week out.
Yeah,
Super Bowl, Super Bowl champs from last year on the road, got them. Green Bay, like you said, got them. Headed down here, feisty team. Easily could have lost that game, and you got you got it in hand most of the game. Disrupted them and did what you wanted to do. I mean, it's one of
yeah,
the oddly mirrors Michigan. I said this a few weeks back, and I'll say it again. As far as the control on the line of scrimmage,
physicality. Yeah,
keeping time of possession, keeping staying ahead of the chains. I think that's they mirror each other, and when you're built that way, you can go anywhere and win at any point in time, and that's what the Lions are doing, and it's tough. And I think I think we disrupted Baker, like we said. I think he didn't turn it over as much as we said. It wasn't as big of a thing, but turnover right off rip. I think he threw that first quarter for sure. Gave us the ball inside the 20 off rip. think we
Yeah,
only got a field goal out of that, but it changed
yeah.
the trajectory of the score there. That's up 10-0.
And I'm
And
sure
then
you saw that Mike Evans was wide open behind him. If
yes,
Isaiah Bitbugs didn't tip that,
yes. So that yeah,
it could be
yeah.
a 7-zip.
So
Yeah.
yep, yeah. Blow the top off the defense and kind of rip the heart out of a defense that's been playing well, and those are the type of plays that can sway the momentum of not just a game but of a season. And
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you on that. So I think, and we weathered a storm as far as you know we're banged up as well, and that could easily be an excuse for us that we don't have so and so, or our running back went down, or Gibbs isn't playing, or I think, but nope, wide receiver number 3, go ahead and get that running back, and we gonna keep this thing pushing. Craig Reynolds, whoever, I think people are stepping up to the plate, and
Yeah.
I think. Obviously, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but a major test this week, and like you said, a measuring stick for what we can be, because they're in a similar ballpark. Lamar's in the same ballpark every year. Beat up team, he's dragging them through, trying to get them into the playoffs. And so,
Man, it's crazy.
but overall, I would have never get. Even if I thought we were gonna finish, I thought we had a chance to make the playoffs this year. I would have never thought we'd be 5-1. You know,
Well,
heading into this game.
with
So,
that schedule to end things,
yep.
like how the schedule looks to end things. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think it's really been impressive because you watch like the Eagles, they didn't have Jalen Carter, didn't have Darius Slay, and they ended up losing to the Jets. You watch the Niners, like the Browns didn't have Deshaun Watson, they don't have Nick Chubb, San Fran. They lost McCaffrey and Debo during the game, and granted they lost on a missed field goal.
Yep.
But I'm looking at
Moody missed field goal. Whew. But no.
Yeah, I don't even want to bring it up. Yeah, I wouldn't even go. But
unnamed player missed field goal.
Right, yeah. But just even for us, we lost 2 guys IR, 2 starters IR. As soon as the season, like after that Seattle game, we lost two guys IR. Lost Jameer Gibbs. During practice before we played Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. Lost. Guys St. Brown for a game. Guys
Bug, he wasn't hurt, but he wasn't playing at the start of the year.
Yeah, missed like 2-3 games. Yep. Yeah. And then for me, just watching golf with virtually, I think we had 45 rush yards. They had more rush yards than us. Bucks did. And he just sat back there, threw for 350 plus, was 10 of 14 for 176 yards and 2 tuds on third down alone. Was just, him and St. Brown put on a clinic. Yep. St. Brown had about 13, 14 catches, buck 25 in the tud. It's just crazy just watching once again, depth. Just how we talk about with Michigan, I think you and I were both kind of worried that that might be we wish they would have got an extra D lineman or 2 in the draft, extra linebacker, but these guys, we lost a third of our starters, and that's not even talk about the offensive side of the, offensive line, just seeing Goff in there dealing the way that he is. And I had to do wonders for his confidence. And yeah, I was just impressed. Jameson Williams, seeing the juice that he just brought to the offense, immediately, he's going to be that Deshaun Jackson, that bottle of lightning. He going to scare them defenses to death. They're going to be, he going to just be able to push, blow the top off, everything, open up things underneath. And it's just crazy because I can already kind of see one of them guys, he's probably going to drop a slant or 2 that's going to kill us, but then he's going to catch a 60-yard bomb that he's tracking over his shoulder, for a touchdown. So that's, it's going to be that little bit of, I won't call it a love-hate, but just kind of as things kind of go in here, I could definitely see him being a big play.
I agree with you on that, and I'll let you keep going, but I agree with you on that. Just to mention his hands, I do think you're right on that. I think he's one of them guys that, and hopefully it doesn't happen as much, but I think he already wants to make the play so bad. He knows if once he gets it in his hands, you will not catch it. Yeah. So I think he is so ready to go that he just drops it. I think that's one of those, if you can teach him, hey, we know that. But it's also cool to get this 15-yard grab right here too. Mm-hmm. I think, don't count your chicken before they hatch type of deal. Go
Right.
ahead and get this 15 yards and then we can see what you do. But I think
Hmm.
that's really his problem is he looks to make the play before he gets the ball. And
Right. Because
but
one, yeah, because the one route I wanted to talk about, Goff was pressure, so he couldn't get it out there to him. But he ran a crazy comeback route on the left side,
I
but
think
he
I know what you're
couldn't.
talking about.
He tried to get low to like
Yep.
catch it, but the ball it was just short, and
And the dude never even broke. He was still running.
he
Yeah.
ran out of the picture. Yeah, so I'm like, if Goff, he get like a half a second, he'd probably have 3 catches, 102 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like that's probably his stat line for the day. I think overall it was 2 catches for 53 yards. He took another one, 7, 8 yards, was able to just, uh tuck it, make a play. Like he's got some juice to him. I think, as time game reps, I know he got confidence gonna be high, already.
Yeah.
I think for him going into this next week and as they can kind of put him out there more just to help everybody else get healthy. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see how he kind of just starts to develop here in the next few weeks.
Yeah. No, I'm excited to see it. Him, Laporta,
Yeah.
uh, I think in St. Brown, that little trio, it will be hard to defend because they all play off each other so well. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it really is like a good trifecta of what you would want your receiving core to kind of look like as far as you got the possession guy that can kind of get busy in St. Brown. If he gets the
Yes.
ball, you got to throw the top off the defense and you got to do it all tight end. So I think that, moving forward, and you're right, Jared Goff needs his praise. It's, you
Yeah.
know,
I gotta
yeah,
I gotta give him. You know what
I
I'm
give
saying? We was
him a
on
hat.
here like, what can we trade him for? Can we group? Who can we get? Like, who we gonna get in the draft? And I mean, they believe from day one, and he's just gotten better and better. And I think our last like 17 games, we like 13-4, and he ain't thrown more than 5 picks, like 29 touchdowns, something like that. Just playing lights out,
Yeah,
and stuff is not pretty around him, but he's still doing it. So
yeah.
it's
No,
good to see.
he's in his prime, like probably in his prime, where he
Yeah,
has, he the best physical, he still obviously will get the mental game better, but his mental game is at the prime where he can make all the reads pre-snap. He can, know kind of what his arm can do as far as pushing the ball in the windows and whatnot. And then and then he's still young enough to be able to have the talent. So I think we got him kind of in a good spot. And we got his confidence back right. They threw him to the side, threw him to us, who bottom feeders as well. Hey, go over there
yeah,
with this other shit. Both you guys fit together well over here. And I think
right.
we've came back together well, and picked each other up.
Yes,
And so, you gotta tip your hat to him. And that's one thing about Detroit. We'll ride with you, you ride with us. And he's doing that. And
yeah.
that's my
It really
quarterback.
dumped. You got dumped. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really like it really did. You got sent like here to like fail and probably
Yep.
be on another team like a year from then. Um, but yeah, I just think like he's playing. Yeah, he's playing like #1 pick. I like that's really plain and simple. And I'm good for a little gambling advice every now and then. Just say this: it might not hurt to sprinkle a little bit on him for MVP. If you look at that schedule, they play outside after Sunday. They play outside for play outside one more time for the rest of the season. And we got the Bears and the Vikings twice, and Raiders, Broncos, Packers on Thanksgiving.
I ain't mad at that.
As
Kind of like that.
the schedule looking is favorable. We got through the meat and potatoes of it. We got a big matchup. I love this matchup this weekend. Big measuring
Yeah.
stick of just like really
And he's
tell us
on
like
pace for 4,600, 31 touchdowns, 9 picks. That
that's MVP 1 seed.
yeah. Particularly if we end up, 12-5, 13-4,
Yeah,
or whatever, the Lion, that's as good as it
right,
gets.
for
But
sure.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah, not to get put the cart before the horse, but yeah, I think. What do you think as far as just like some of the keys to this game? We
No,
are getting
so
healthier, which I like, but
yeah,
yeah, I want to see your thoughts.
I mean, it goes without question. Bottling up Lamar Jackson as well as you can. I think first and foremost, just doing that. We haven't Gino to a certain degree is a semi-mobile, but we ain't seen nobody in Lamar Jackson's caliber yet. So be excited to see what the defense can do versus that. Just kind of keeping him together. Limiting when he gets out of the pocket those big plays downfield. Just let him break the pocket, kill you with it's 3rd and 5, but he gets 6 yards and duck out of bounds. I think those are keeping that defense on the field. Keeping our defense off the field would be a key as far as just getting them off, not letting them linger around. They got a kicker that can hit a 65-yarder anywhere in the world. So, I think just making sure that you still keep those yards down, because Lamar Jackson scares the death out of me. And he hasn't had one of them games yet this season. He's kind of been lingering around the okay camp.
It's like you said, dragging the team, like literally.
Yeah. And that was last week when I think that team had 6-7 drops in a game. So I imagine that those receivers are ready to make a play, and just and our defense, it will be put to a test as far as people still probably look at us as we can get got, and so I think it's kind of a good matchup between two teams that are in an interesting spot. I think the Ravens kind of were a dark horse favorite for the Super Bowl, playoff for sure.
Yeah.
They're injury riddled. Us, we don't really know what we're going to look like, but we get out the gate hot. I think this is one of those games where, I hate to say it sounds cliche, but any team can really come out there and win. It's just really who matters to execute. But bottle up Lamar, try to keep those I can't even think of what I would call them, but just lack of better
plays.
Scrambles. Yeah, those little, even maybe not explosive as much as just those, backbreakers. Those
like the 37s.
And then he just ducks out of bounds at the last second. We got to limit those, because I think that's how he could beat our defense. It's just those little tiny, knick-knacky, irritating first downs.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, no major test for the defense. It's always, I don't think there's ever really like a perfect recipe on how to like stop these scrambling quarterbacks, like keeping them bottled up. I think, for him, whether they're going to, throw somebody on him, contain. It'll be interesting to kind of see what they can throw out there. But even from like an offensive perspective, I think that's going to really be like our biggest matchup, because I think the Ravens on offense, they're still pretty limited. OBJ, he's not who he is anymore. They got that rookie receiver, Zay Flowers, who's solid. All the other guys, they're just kind of like, they're just, as Steve Smith would say, they're just guys.
Yeah.
I guess you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're Jags. So I think, there's not, and I don't want to say that, I'm not trying to talk shit, but say that to say, like, there's not anybody on there, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, stay on But no, yeah, I'll say, like, I don't think anybody from a wide receiver standpoint, from a weapon standpoint, really like scares me. They lost J.K. Dobbins, like second game of the season. They're known for just really having like pull guys off the street to like make up for all of the issues they've had with injuries on like both sides of the ball. So Mark Andrews, super solid player. He's probably like their wide receiver one.
I was just
So I think if we can really like keep him in check, but then offensive side, they're like the 4th best defense in the league. Now, granted, we've already seen 4 top 10 defenses up to this point, so I do feel good about like us, but it's gonna be one of the things where like Goff's got to protect that ball. I don't know what running back gonna look like. We might get Jahmyr Gibbs back. We're probably not getting Montgomery because he got a rib issue. We do know receivers gonna be there, but the linebackers are serious. Got a Roquan Smith. He used to be in our division a couple years back. He's a dog. They got like they're pretty serious on defense. So we got to just do what we do, control that line of scrimmage, and just not turn that ball over. And I feel confident that we can get out of there. It's gonna be a fist fight though, for sure.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be tough. I think they're kind of sputtering as well, where a little, what are they, 4-3, 4-2, 4. So they're probably really looking at it. We got to get this. We can't get behind the 8 ball, and probably still kind of got the Lions mentality as far as how teams would treat us. So I think they're thinking we can go get this. We're gonna put them to a test. They're not really worth 5-1. And as I said, I am scared to death of Lamar Jackson, just his capability.
And they should be 6-0. Like
Yeah.
they lost a horrible game to the Colts, and then
Yep.
lost another like even worse game to the Steelers.
Yeah. No, I forgot about the Steelers one bad. Yeah. So, no, you're right, and I think that they're probably looking at that as, hey, straighten up this, and that, and we're right here. We're and I don't want them to put that together versus us. So, but not too much, but Hutch get back there, be disruptive, play maybe a gear under where you need to play because Lamar Jackson's a little slippery and can run right past you, Hutch. He got a little bit of a habit to overrun. So, maybe a half a gear slower than you normally would.
Motor.
Yeah, you got to keep it in fourth gear here. So but no, I think just little things like that, and I think we'll pull it off. I hate to, I'm not going to pick them to lose, but I think this could easily be a one you go out and lose, and in the grand scheme of things, it might not mean that much. I think at the end of the day, the Ravens are a playoff team. And flying high would beat the high heavens. Assuming, I'm hoping at least Gibbs can play. Because if not, I think we got to pull. I seen we signed. I'm gonna
Muhammad Ibrahim.
Who I love that Minnesota, but it's one of those things where we're starting to get guys that were with us back in the summer calling off the practice squad and whatnot. So you got to weather the storm. So
trade for Saquon.
Yeah, I heard Woodward wants you to. Yeah,
right.
We wouldn't have no draft picks for 2 years if we got him.
Oh my God! Try to trade for him and then not sign him. Wild. But yeah, running back room scared me. Like Montgomery, he just didn't get up. I'm like, damn, like you know what I'm saying. And then you got Reynolds, like he's nice. He just that run. They had a nice run defense, but like you just don't have. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's solid player, but we need a little extra. Hopefully Gibbs can come back. Ibrahim maybe next couple weeks here. Like that just seems to be like the problem area for our team right now as far as keeping.
I hope Montgomery. I hope. I don't know. The one thing that makes me feel bad about his little injury is I don't know if you peeped it, but when he was walking on the sideline going into the locker room, he was grabbing. He kept reaching for his ribs, and I'm like, that just made me think them boys were busted. I didn't think it was a little minor injury when I seen that. And then the way Dan Campbell was out talking like, I'm just not going to talk about the injuries at all, and seemed kind of frustrated. I just feel like all signs point to, hey, we might have found out a couple of those things are broke up.
Like probably 2-3 games.
Yeah,
already missed one.
Yeah. So yeah, and Gibbs, I'm not 100% sure what's wrong with Gibbs, but it doesn't seem like I haven't heard nothing too major, so hopefully he can get back in the mix soon.
I've heard it's just his hammy, and he, I think he just tweaked it in practice a couple weeks ago, and everything looks positive, but it's a hamstring.
That's another thing you can't rush back because you bring him back a week early, that sets you back 4 weeks versus just if you waited 2 weeks, it'd have been good.
He'll probably get 20-30 plays, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't, not gonna be trying to overwalk anybody, or overdo it with anybody. But he was limited today with during walkthrough. So yeah, something to monitor. I mean, Ibrahim, he might get pushed up there. Yeah, some guy I didn't know who it was. I couldn't even. I mean, number 33, I think, was out there running around a little bit too. Looked solid. But yeah, hopefully we can get at least some guys, maybe Jameer can come play 20 to 25 plays, 6-7 carries, you know what I'm saying? Something like that, just to help out overall with the running back right now, because it is by committee at this point.
Right.
So but I love that Goff showed us that he can like weather the storm, and it don't need to be Todd Gurley back there or Swift or any like top dog to be able to handle things.
Yeah, and that's what you want from your quarterback. I mean, we plan on pounding
Mahomes. He had a run game since he got to the league.
Agreed. Yeah. No, and we know he ain't Mahomes, but it's like, can you make like we were saying about JJ last year? Can you make the timely throw when we need it? 3rd and 14, like, okay, we ran it on first down, the play got blown up, or you got sacked earlier. Like 3rd and 14, can you step up in his pocket and deliver? Can you 2-minute offense? We gotta get this field goal. Can you do it? You know, like that. And he seemed to be doing it. You know, he's been in bigger moments than anybody on our team has been on as far as the Super Bowl. And he's been in that realm before. So it looks like a guy who was thrown to the wolves maybe a little prematurely. They just, you know, I mean, they got a Super Bowl out of it. We love Matt Stafford, and but you know you know, depending on what he can do for us, this might not have worked out. This might not have been the worst, obviously not the worst paid trade in the world, but if this works out for us, he can take us to a couple of playoff wins
Yeah,
over the next couple of years. You know, that is a dub for us,
for sure.
and more than what we would have got out of Stafford, being perfectly honest. So, yeah, I'm tipping my hat to him.
Goff's younger. I mean, he's in his prime, like Stafford. I mean, he's,
Deeper,
you know,
yeah,
yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, I think. I mean, yeah, the golf thing. I mean, I almost feel bad the way we was coming on here and just kind of like basically banking on just trading him somewhere to get more capital to draft the rookie.
yeah.
Like
I think I was trying to
we're
get to it. You know,
yeah, like we're. I mean,
yeah,
I'm sure we threw out every quarterback under the sun. I mean, we talk about Anthony Richardson, Malik Willis, like all these guys, and I think for him to just come in here, prove everybody wrong, seeing him play at this level has been dope. So
agreed.
yeah, I think like these games, but it's like now can you get us? It's a week to week league, so it's like can you get us another one? Can you steal us another one on the road?
Right,
And
right.
like really, knowing that everybody else in the division got to play the same team. If I'm not, they may or may not have to, but like these are the ones that like can really, when it comes down to seeding,
Separation. Yeah,
it can separate you and like you can get up a game or two on some of these teams. So yeah, we'll see how they show up this weekend.
yeah. No, I'm with you on that. You got a score prediction?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and go first. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna do 26-20 Detroit. I think it's gonna be a fist fight. I think it's gonna be similar to just how some of these recent games. I know we've been blowing teams out the last couple weeks, but just first quarter, no, first second quarter, just really, I think it'll be a tough matchup. I think Lamar will make some plays. It's a home game. They roll. They got it back on track. A lot of what you said about just maybe not taking us as serious and thinking that this is like and I think Detroit just had that 60-some yard field goal that Tucker hit in Detroit last year. Like I think I heard Campbell said something about, like those that was like the dog days, and we've been waiting for these days to like play in these types of games. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think the
To
team
make
is
up
gonna be
for it.
motivated, yeah, overall, just to like not let another one slip away.
Yeah, I like that score actually. I do like your score. Similar ballpark probably. I think we both could agree that it's going to be a bit of a barn burner, tough game. But I'm gonna go 30-27. Lions pull it out. I think just a good game from opening kickoff to final whistle. And I think two teams that will be in the playoffs ultimately. And I hate to even give Lamar a loss, but I think he'll come out and you know I mean, he got a lot working against him with that team. So I think it's going to be a battle
Yeah.
of what quarterback slash defense can make up with what can win with what they got. And
Mm-hmm.
I like our chances. So
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think it'll be a great matchup. This is one, like I said, I think for me and not, I think we're gonna win. I think one of these is like even like a tough, hard fought, you know, like maybe came up short of possession or two. I just want to see us like show up and play like a perennial. I mean, this is like a Super Bowl favorite. Like I think that they're in that realm, like a dark
mhm.
horse Super Bowl favorite. I feel like we're trending in that direction too. So it'd be curious to see how we're able to show up against them.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it's I don't want to misspeak, but yeah, no, a couple more games because then you got the game you're going to with the Raiders, Chargers. I mean, it's a bit of the flip of the schedule after this. So
Mhm.
you treat this game good, get one more under your belt. You got a bit of a separation of wiggle room in there
Yeah.
before you head into that, like you said, favorable schedule with the Bears,
Yep.
with Minnesota a couple of times. So, um, yeah, no,
You
I
got
agree.
there's
So
some
you go.
there's some game, yeah. So it's like you can steal this one, that'll do wonders for the season just from a momentum standpoint. So
Yes,
6-1, that sounds fantastic. Going into
I would
Monday
have
Night
never, I would have
Football,
never thought.
Monday Night Football, great jerseys, alternate helmet, like yeah, it'll be momentum is already there now. Get a dub this weekend, do wonders.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, I'm ready for the games though. It's gonna be a good ass weekend in football. Starting out with PA, Ohio State, and down in Penn State, but from then all the way to Lions end of the game. So I'm just ready for this game this weekend. And
Yeah.
said it last week, but it really is that crisp fall air. You wake up on a Saturday and it feels like some football should be ready to get played.
Yeah, it's really football. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
no, so
really rolling.
you got anything else for people?
No, that's all I got. Oh, basketball tuning in. We'll be
Yes.
putting out some of that content here. Opening week, opening day, opening night, I should say, is next Wednesday. Be peppering some in amongst football. That'll be the big topic we'll be touching on. But definitely we'll get some basketball in here soon.
Yes, sir. Stay tuned. Peace.
Yep. Peace.